So for this pattern, this is what we are going to be creating. Please note that I am not the original creator of this. Yeah, this is how it looks like. More like a crochet bowl with flower motifs both in and out. Yeah. So there might be slight differences between this, but what we're just trying to do is to make sure this, like, it's just to give you a guide on how to go about creating something like this. All right, so for the motifs, we have both for in and out, as you can see. So if you're making the flowers, this flower that you're seeing in my hand is meant for the middle. Can you see? So it is attached to the middle, and you can see it has some sort of bulgy effect. All right, so I'll be teaching you how to make this. And for the small flower motifs, you can see that we have that in twos. The one you're going to attach inside the crochet bowl, and the one for the outer part. All right, as you can see, can you see? So I just made different colors. You can actually modify your colors too. Okay, to start your smaller motif, just start with your magic circle, as you can see me doing. Then yarn over, pull through, then you want to chain one. Yeah, and this is meant to secure your yarn, right? So you can start working in your circle now. Now we're going to do single crochet. That's yarning, you insert yarn over, then pull through the two at the same time. So you go on and do this 6 times. So this is the third one, then the fourth one, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you can adjust your your circle at this point. 10, 11, and 12, which is the last one. Then you can pull your magic circle to close the middle. Okay, you're going to have something like this, as you can see. So that's a closer look. So you're going to have something like this. So go ahead into your first stitch that you made and yarn over, pull through. So that's making a slip stitch, yeah, and that's the end of row. So to start with our second row, you have to chain 2. So now I want to change the color, yeah, and I don't want to continue with white, yeah, so you can see what I'm trying to do. So you yarn over and pull through. Use your color change, any color you're changing to, just use it to finish the slip stitch from the previous row. Okay, then you chain 1, that will serve as your turning chain, and at the same time to secure the yarn together. All right, so you can go ahead and cut off the excess yarn, the white you were using before. So now chain 1, okay, then pull it tight. Yeah, so after you chain 1, we are going to go into each of the stitches. We're going to go into each of the stitches, and we're going to work in 2 two single crochet in 1 stitch. 1, then you go back into the same stitch and you work to the second single crochet stitch. So we'll be working 2 in 1 for each. Yeah, we're going to do that till the end of the row. 6, 7, 8.
And here we are at the end of the row.
10.
So once you get
11,
here,
so
you can count your stitches. You should have 24
so
stitches at the end of this row. So once
then
you finish your
have
last stitch, then you
now
want to go
this is
ahead
the end
into,
of
this
our
is how
row.
it looks. Then
Row
you want to go ahead into your
Okay, this is
first
what you have.
stitch.
Then
Here, right there.
you go into the
Yarn
first
over,
stitch,
pull through and put through that same
second
thing.
row,
Just
just
work a
go
slip
ahead
stitch.
and
Alright,
pick
so I decided not
your
to do
color
that and
change.
change the color
stitch,
again, hence
do a
the
slip.
blue color.
Listen,
So you just pick the same thing we
see
did
that you
for
have all the rest
row 1 to
here,
2.
okay?
You
So
just
don't need to
change
bother
your
about
yarn
that too
color.
much.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
once we are done with
chain 1 to
this
tighten
one
it.
like this, we are
And this is
set for our
what you
third row.
have.
Okay, and what we want to do
So
now is
for round 3,
we're going to chain 3. So 1,
we are going
2,
to be making the
3.
edging effect. So
Okay.
you want to chain 3 on the
So,
first stitch first. Then you
want to
work
go
a
ahead
treble
into the
crochet
next
in the
one.
next
Now we
stitch.
are
And to
going
work
to
your
do
treble
a
crochet,
treble crochet.
you yarn over
And for our
first
treble crochet,
for the
we are
first
going to be
time.
doing,
Then you yarn,
after you have your 3 chains,
you yarn over first.
one,
You have 2 loops.
yarn
You
over
have
another time.
over another
Then
time.
want
You
to
have
go
3 loops. Then
here
insert into the
to your
next stitch.
yarn
Over,
and
pull through.
Okay,
You're going to
then
have
you
4 loops.
4 stitches.
So for the
you
4
have
loops,
1,
you
2,
want to
3 and 4. Okay,
yarn
so now what you
over,
want to do is yarn
pull
over,
through 2,
through 2,
yarn over
yarn
again,
over,
pull through 2. Okay, then you have 2 left.
then you have
So
2 left.
you just yarn over and pull through 2. So that's your treble crochet.
Now,
So you want to go into the next stitch again
So I
and work
think,
a treble crochet
at this
there.
point,
If you don't understand, you can pause the video and go back.
Now we
have 24 stitches in total here,
for this.
And as you can see on the flower, the motif flower, you have 8 if you can count.
As you can see, this is
like
1,
this.
2,
So if
3,
you want to count, you see 3,
5,
4,
6,
5,
7,
6,
8.
7. So if you count flower 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 there. So 24 divided by 8, that will be 3. So we've done our first chain in the first stitch. We did another treble crochet in the second stitch. So work another treble crochet in the third stitch now. So yarn over twice, insert, then you yarn over, pull through, you have 4, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then you want to chain 3 to close the petals, and inside the same stitch you just finish your treble crochet exactly there. Just insert it back and you work a slip stitch. Alright, that's the end for the first one. Now you want to slip stitch into the next one, the start of another petal, right? You slip stitch, then you start again, you repeat the pattern again. You chain 3 times, 2, 3. Then you want to go ahead to make a treble crochet, yarn over twice, insert the next stitch here, the second stitch. Just go there, yarn over, pull through, and you have yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over again twice. You have 3, insert into the next one, that's the third one, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Then you go back inside where you just finished from, go inside there and do a slip stitch. Alright, then you start the pattern all over again till we are done. Alright, so this is what we have. So it's remaining 1 more petals to go, so we still have 3 stitches left. Let's just do this together, then that will be the end for the first flower motif. Alright, you slip stitch, then want to chain 3 as usual, then make your treble crochet, your first treble crochet inside. Oh, the yarn is almost exhausted. Oh, would it be enough? Oh, it won't. Okay, let's just look for something to do about it. What to do is extend it with this. Okay, so sure. Alright, so yarn over 2 times, then go into the last stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then you have 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, then you want to do your slip stitch here, then pull the yarn very well to the back. You just do chain, then okay, so it's just to close up this one. Okay, as you can see, let's pull, and you have that's beautiful. Okay, so here, which is your 12, what is it, your 12 chains, just like this. So then we went ahead, but this one was in DC, the same thing we did in the second one, but this would be a DC here. Stay like this. Okay, so just pick, you can't use any of this thing. Okay, so for this second round, you want to attach another color to this one. Okay, then once we attach, the next thing we want to do is just chain up 2 more. So this 3 will give you a DC. You can use chain 1 more. Okay, so you go back into the same thing and do a double crochet. So your double crochet is yarn over, go into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, here is what you are going to have. Okay, so next we want to do a chain 1, go into this next one, do your DC. Okay, chain 1, yarn over, go into the next one, yarn over, pull through, you have 3, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You already have 2, so the next one will be this, but you have to chain 1 in between. On here, so repeat the same thing here. Okay, so you want to chain 1 and insert it to 1, 2, 3, your third chain from that first one that I did. Okay, then you do the slip stitch here. Okay, then you are done with the second row. So now to this third row, so this is our first and second row. So now we are moving to this third row. Now what we want to do here is just simple, just chain 3, stand as a double crochet, 2, 3. Okay, this will stay for this one. Then chain 1, 2, that's a total of 5. So the 2 is your chain to create your chain space. Okay, so you go into this next one and pick it and do a double crochet in it. Can you see? Now you chain 2, go into, you're done with this, so we're going to this, go into this one. Okay, and do this double crochet, chain 2. Okay, and go into the next one into a single double crochet. So this is what we have. Then we want to do a chain 2 for the last stitch, which is this one. Pick our last stitch, then you do another chain 2 again. Yeah, then you count 1 2 3, okay, from your first stitch, and do a slip stitch, and here you're done with your second row. So don't mind it being like this, it will still spread out half, as you can see. So for our third row, for our fourth row rather, which is this part, so this is what we are going to be doing. You want to go into chain 1, you're turning chain, then you want to do a single crochet in here, okay, then another double crochet, okay, that's 2, then another double crochet, still in here, okay, that's 3, then you go into the next chain space and do a single crochet to end it. I don't know if you've gotten what I did here. You can see 1 here. Okay, it should be 3. Sorry. Okay, so 2, then you add another one, and that's 3. So once you have 3, go into this next one and do a single crochet. Okay, so once you do it single crochet, to close it, you just do, sorry. So for this part, after your single crochet, you want to do another single crochet in another chain space, then you walk 3 double crochet in that chain space as usual, then finish it off in the next chain space with a single crochet, go into another chain space, then walk a single crochet there. So you're going to repeat that pattern until you're done. So this is for the body, and we'll start with a magic ring. That's the bowl itself. So we're going to be using half double crochet for this. So, and your half double crochet is, once you have a loop, yarn over, insert into the ring, then pull through the 3. So just like this. So we are going to be making 6. Yeah. Okay. Then you tie it like this, so we can just, yeah, exactly. So we're going to the first half double crochet that we did just right here. Insert, yarn over, pull through, and do a slip stitch. Yeah, that's the end of our row 1. So for our row 2, we'll be working increases. Yeah, we'll be working increases. So we'll be doing 2 in our stitch. So at the end of the row, you can use your stitch marker to just mark your first stitch. So we're going to be doing 2 stitch in each of the 2 HDC in each of the stitch. So at the end of the day, we are going to have 12. So yeah, and this is it. So for our third row, we are going to be doing a single crochet first in the first stitch, then use your marker to mark that first stitch that you have there. Okay, so you know when to stop. All right, go into the next one, and we're going to work increase now, the increase row. So we're going to do 2 there. All right, 1 and 2. So the next one will be 1, yeah, and the next one that follows it will be 2. So we are just going to keep repeating it. Yeah, 1 HDC increase in the next one HDC increase in the next one. So we'll do this until we are done with this round. Alright, so we are done with this round. Remove your stitch marker and slip stitch at this point. Yeah, onto the next round. Chain 1, your turning chain. So now I want to start with an increase, okay? Remember we did, so we're doing 2 in the first stitch, 2 HDC, that's our increase. Then we are going to do one half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Sorry. Okay, so in the next 1 half double crochet, then in the next one 1 half double crochet. So the next one will be an increase, okay, 2 in a stitch. Then we go like that till the end of the row. Okay, so you work your slip stitch. At this point, remove your stitch marker, then you finish it. So now we've come to the end of round. So for round 5, we are going to work 3 HDC. So this is 2, and the next one 3. Okay, so in the next one we're going to work increase. Okay, so we're going to repeat this pattern until the end of the row. You have 3, then the next one increase. All right, so this is it. So for our row 6, we are going to do 1 increase first. Yeah, just to alternate it. The whole idea is just to have a certain number of increases. Yeah, and for now we are working on 6 increases in each row. Okay, so 2, 3, and 4. So the next one will be an increase stitch. Then the next 4 will do half double crochet there. Then the next one increase. Then we'll just repeat like that until the end of the row. So for row 7, we are going to start with a normal stitches. So 5. Remember, for the last row we did 4. So we are going to do 5 here. 1, 2. So just you mark your first stitch. Okay, so this is 3 and 4, 5. So the next one will be an increase stitch. So work 2 in there, 1 and 2. Okay, so we just continue like that. 5, then increase, 5, increase. So we are done with that row. Okay, so now as you can see, the bulgy effect that we have on our work now is because of the middle, whereby where we are adding this big flower that we made. So to make it just instead of lay flat, it will be bulgy, as we can see in the picture of what we are recreating. Okay, your bowl can come in different sizes as well. All right, and as you can see, you can see some kind of meshy pattern. There is space there, so I'm going to be teaching us how we are going to go about that, but we still need to work some more rows before we get to that point. Okay, so we still want to keep working in rounds. So at the end of row 7, you should have your 42 stitches. Okay, so now we are going to work 1 increase first, then 6 half double crochet, and the next 6 stitches, 1 HDC in the next 6 stitches. Then you do it 6 times again, then you come back. We'll do for row 7 too. row 9 too. So row 9 will be 7 HDC, then 1 increase, 7 HDC, 1 increase, like that. Row 10 is what we are going to, okay. For row 10, we are going to work 5 half double crochets in the next 5 stitches. Instead of increasing it to 8, I want to increase it 9 times now, okay. So then we'll work another increase. All right, so this is for row 10. Okay, so at the end of row 9 we'll have 54 stitches, and as you can see, I'm just trying to measure up. So let me just add. I use the super glue. You can make use of any type of glue, UHU gum, B7000, B6000. Okay, like I said, so I was trying to look for a way to, add more increases instead of doing 6 number of increases in each row. So I felt, okay, 9 will be good. So that means we are going to work on the divisible number. That's 6. So that means in each of the next 6 stitch that we're going to do on this row, on this 10th row, we are going to do 5 half double crochet. Then the last one will now use for increase row, okay. So that's what we're going to do for this row. So at the end of the day, we are going to have 9 increases in total for this round. So you just go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the 7th one will still be as the increase row. So you just repeat that until you're done. So for row 11, we are just going to be working regular rows of half double crochet. That is, for the next 63 stitches, we are just going to be putting 1 in each of the stitches. So no increases for this row. No increases for this row. Okay, so I worked it up to 13, and I'm going to write out the remaining pattern for the rest of the row. That's from row 11, 12, and 13. So for the row 14, you just want to slip stitch at the end. So chain 1 to start another row. Then we start with our first HDC. Okay, so what we are going to be doing is, since I made a total of 14 flowers, and you know that one should be inside, then the other one should be backing the other side. All right, so I'm going to create some sort of a channel where I can gum that in place, all right, without it scattering, and still working in rounds. So what we are going to do is, we had 120 stitches from our row 14. Okay, so I sort of divided it by 7, so that I can have that 7 strokes. You see what I mean by that. So 17, we got like approximately 17, so we're going to be working with that 17 number. All right, so we worked first our HDC in the first stitch. Then we're going to start calculating that 17. So I chained 16, and counting 16 to skip. I'm going to definitely skip that 16. So in the 17th chain, I'm going to put HDC in it, 1 half double crochet. All right, right there. So yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through the 3. Your HDC will get technical at this point. You just have to be careful. All right, so after this HDC, I'm going to repeat the same thing work 16, skip 16, do HDC in the 17th. So, and this is my last one, so you can see how it looks like. Yeah, well, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. So 17 on the 17th one, that's the last one. We'll just do half double crochet. Okay, so as you can see, that's already beside the first stitch. So just go into the first stitch and make a slip stitch. Okay, so now to complete this row, because we're going to be doing this row, then we cover it, we'll do this type of row again, then we'll cover it. Okay, so that part is where I mean by the stroke, this HDC part. So first we're going to do HDC. Yeah, then use your stitch marker if you want. So now we are going to be working into each of, yeah, so we'll be working HDC into each of the chains. Okay, as you can see, I completed the next 3 rows. So yeah, this is just more like what we have before. So you keep working. It's just a regular crochet, regular HDC that we are going to be working. So you keep working your HDC into each of the 16 chains. So you put one for each. All right, at the end of the day, you're still going to have your 120 stitches that you started with. Okay, so just keep working half double crochet in each of the stitch, and please do not skip any stitch. Yeah, especially the one beside the half double crochet. Yeah, you might be tempted to, you might not see it well. Okay, so you work on the HDC too, then you continue working on the half double on the chain that you made to work on the HDC. You work on the chain too. So you work your last HDC, and then on the first HDC you add, you just do a slip stitch, and then you're done with the other row. Okay, so now we have 2 and we're supposed to have 4, like 2 of those strips, that's what I mean. Okay, so we'll proceed to do the 3rd one and the 4th one, and you know that one strip will give us 2 rows. Okay, the row of the chain and the second row that will have, the HDCs too. So, and this is what I mean by the strips. This is, so that's exactly where we are going to be gluing our small flowers to. Okay, so just continue that row, chain 16, and then you either count after you've done the first strip or the second one. So you either count skipping 16, or you just go straight into the HDC as I'm showing you now. Yeah, the one on top, that's the 17th stitch. So just go straight into it and do your regular half double crochet. Yeah, then chain 16 again, and you repeat the same thing around. Just repeat the same thing. Okay, so this is how the back looks like. Yeah, so yeah, I glued some ones off the camera. Okay, so this is the back part. So just want to lay it flat, then take your scissors and cut off the excess yarn at the back of your flower motif. I should have done these things. Okay, So just take your scissors and cut it, and if you want, you can just to hide it. Yeah, it doesn't matter anyways. So now you want to pick your glue, and you're going to be adding the glue at this straight point where the HDC is connecting, as what you're seeing right now. Yeah, so you just go right there exactly, and please be careful whenever you want to use a super glue or hot glue. Yeah, you have to be very, very, very careful so it doesn't hurt you. All right, so just want to press very well and make sure that it stays in place. Okay, so then we go to the next one and also do the same for that point. So this is what we have for the outer part. So then we want to go into the inner part, taking the same color like what we did. You can have as much as flowers as you want. You can modify it. You can have less as you want to. Alright, so just be gluing it in place, yeah, and making sure it's directly opposite, the other color. Yeah. So you just want to go ahead and do this until the end of the row. Okay, now there's another thing. You can decide to use something to make it more firm. Like, as you can see, a crochet is more like a fabric. So for you to maybe want it to stay on the table and be more firm, you might want to use maybe a type of yarn, maybe a paracord yarn that allows it to be firm. Or better still, if you used an acrylic yarn or a cotton wool yarn like I used, you can use your cold water starch at home and just spray it. Okay, so it will make it more firmer. But before you spray it, make sure you put a bowl inside just to give it shape. Yeah, then spray it and allow it dry with a bowl at the back. Okay, so it comes out firmer, carrying the shape of the bowl. This is optional anyways. Okay, this is optional. So as you can see, this is the last one, and at this point I think we are done with our work. Okay, so this is what you have. Yeah, the middle part, the inner part. Okay, this is what you have for the bowl. Alright, we have come to the end of the pattern. Remember to get creative as possible. Yeah, thank you. Bye.